Hey there. Oh look, it's raining. I've had one of the toughest weeks I've had in a while, and the funny thing is nothing has happened to really bring it on. Obviously this is one in my Emotionally Broken series. I'm feeling pretty broken right now. About a month now, I haven't been able to get out regularly. Sometimes it's me, sometimes it's just being the situation, you know. Relying as heavily as I do on people, these things happen. But it means that in about a month I've gotten out once, which is not what I want. So I doubt that's helping. But I've actually found that my mood until this week has been relatively okay, and it's not now. Not even a little bit. It's Friday the 9th of September. So this entire week I've struggled, and weirdly, not like I normally do, anxiety's always been my number one. I've always had other things because of anxiety. That's always been my big problem. This week I've been really depressed, and that's not a normal thing for me. I get depressed, of course I do, but it isn't normally like this. It even got to the point where I went back to bed yesterday. I haven't done that in months, even though probably over a year by now. I feel so broken. I think the purpose of this video is to show just because you make progress, like I have in the past year, does not mean in the slightest that I'm anywhere near fully recovered. I'd had 6 CBT sessions, so I had 6 sessions out of 16 March time this year, and I went and saw my doctor, and she asked when I was going back to work. People don't, even doctors, in fact doctors are the big culprits for this. They see you getting better, they see you improving, and they run with it. People do it for different reasons. When I first started getting out regularly with Mum, we were in the car on the way home one day, and she was talking about all these places we could go and what we could do, and I had to stop her and point out that, you know, you're running before I can walk here. And for Mum, obviously, it's because she's excited to see me get better, because the last thing any parent wants is to watch their daughter like this. I get that. It doesn't help when you, but it doesn't help you. It doesn't help when you feel like this. Because when you're in a good spot, you still know you can feel like this. You still know that you're not recovered. You still know how hard you have to work every day. and someone acting as though you are recovered can really bug you. And then when you drop like I have, and I have desperately searched for comfort, just someone to listen, but there isn't anyone. I've tried speaking to Mum, but she's heard it all before, and she knows there's nothing she can say to make it any better. I've tried speaking to various friends on the web. Again, ones that do have this, they give you words of encouragement that you can do this, which is lovely, but it's not what you need when you feel like this. I'm not making this video asking for people to comfort me. I'm making this video just like I made the video when I had a blip and I had to leave Sainsbury's and go back to the car. This time I'm making a video on having really struggling time this time, and I'm struggling in general, and I'm making a video on how difficult it is when you were recovering and then to struggle, not only on you but people, because mental illness is a part of you. It never leaves, it never goes. It never goes. It's always going to be here. You learn to embrace it as part of who you are. But the fact that it is part of who you are means that when you crash, you crash. And it doesn't take much to crash. I am not someone to I fully believe that people with mental illness can recover to a point that they can live a completely normal life. I have to believe that. But even I'm well aware that I'll never have everything that I've always wanted. And at this rate, I'm not even sure I'll get half of what I wanted. You know when you're a kid, or I suppose a teenager, I don't know if everyone did this, but when I was 15 I was asked to write a letter to myself in 10 years. So 25, and I'm 25 next year. I wrote that I wanted to own my own house. I was 15, remember, I had no idea about housing and stuff. In the same village that I live in. I wanted to be engaged or married. There was a list of animals that I wanted, about a page long. And I wanted to be thinking about having children, or be pregnant, or, you know, beginning stages of having children. Well, unless my life does a complete 180 in 10 months, 11 months. Not one part of that is true. Now, don't get me wrong, I was 15, I'm a stupid 15-year-old who had no idea how the real world worked. But a lot of that is still true. I would like to get married and have children and have animals. I'd like to add more things to that too. I'd like to work with children with special needs. I'd like to possibly be a makeup artist on the side, maybe. I'd like to be able to help people like me. I'd like to have a social life. I'd like to have friends, not just ones that live in my computer, however much I love them. I'd like to be in a relationship. I'd like to have the opportunity to be able to be in a relationship. To be stable enough in my own head. I'd like to be able to see that we're missing something in the kitchen, grab my handbag and go and get it. Not complicated. I did that as a teenager. Mum would say we needed something, I'd go and get it. Local shops were about a 5-minute walk away. I haven't walked down the shops by myself. I haven't walked down the shops full stop. But definitely not by myself in about 4 years. I haven't left the house in about 3 years by myself. Imagine that kind of independence taken away from you. I just found it. I just found the level of any kind of independence. Getting on a bus to work and back, and getting on a bus to go shopping, and planning things by myself. I just found that level. I just found how to be independent, and it all went. I like to ramble, don't I? I think it's because I want people to see every part of mental illness, and this is not the worst. No, it's not the worst. The worst would be crying, laying in my bed, unable to get up. And admittedly I haven't been quite at that point in a while. Another thing I've been dealing with pretty heavily this week is self-image, or in this case, complete and utter lack of any positivity towards myself whatsoever. I'm at the biggest I've ever been. You only see me from about here is the maximum, I'd say, up. There's a lot of me. I don't mean in a, oh, she's just a bit of a curvy girl. I mean in a, I'm putting my health at risk every day I don't lose weight. I mean in a, there's nothing I do anymore in my life whatsoever that is not hindered by my weight. At this moment in point, my left arm is hurting because I slept on it last night. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I've been up since 7. The weight of me has caused that, and that's just one of many things. Just one I'm picking out of thin air right now. But even a mere conversation of trying to lose weight or trying anything like that causes such extreme anxiety. It causes panic attacks too. I don't want to be like this. I'm trying to recover. I'm trying. It doesn't happen in a year. It doesn't happen in 2 or 3 or it doesn't happen in a timed amount. It happens when it happens, and I can't. Just because I do something once doesn't mean I can do it again. Just because I seem okay doesn't mean I am, because normally I'm not. If you see me and I seem fine, a lot of people have said that when they see me in real life they wouldn't know what's going on in my head. I am very good at hiding what's going on in here. I am. Automatic response is whenever someone says, "Are you okay?" it's to say I'm fine. Even though I'm very open with mental illness, that's just what I do. Recovery doesn't take a day, and it doesn't take one step. If you do one step once, you have to keep doing it over and over and over and go and over and over and over and over and over again. And then even then, you can still fall. think I'll wrap this ink in here and ramble up. Just, if you know someone that's recovering from mental illness at the minute, don't miraculously expect it to change overnight, and don't think that just because that they have done one thing they can do it again, or they can do everything now, because that's not how it works. I hope this video was informative, and until next time, just believe. Bye.